As I said in a previous lesson, the thoughts and images we hold in our conscious and our subconscious will manifest like a mirror in our external circumstances. The entirety of the circumstances of our lives are a reflection of our karma. I have a friend who is very depressed right now. More than anything, she wants to find her soulmate and to be married. There are several issues with her situation that she is not aware of. Number one, by being depressed while wanting to be married, she is associating a bad energy with something that she wants, which has the effect of pushing it further away. Number two, by focusing on not having someone and being lonely, she effectively is giving life to the idea of being alone. Since the universe reflects what we focus on, her focus on being alone serves to keep herself alone without even realizing it. And number three, she feels incomplete within herself and thinks she will only be complete with another person. This thought and feeling is a red flag. And this is something she needs to work with internally, and it needs to be resolved before entering into a relationship. Here are some things I suggested that she do in order to change her experience and reality by changing her thinking. Number one, I asked her to close her eyes and to picture her soulmate with her, how happy she is, and how in love that they are. She instantly started to smile, and I could feel her energy instantly change. Number two, I told her to become very aware of this body energy and the vibration that she was feeling. I told her that this energy, not her depression, is the awareness and vibration that she will help to manifest this love into her life. Number three, instead of focusing on the experience of being lonely, I suggested she focus on how wonderful it will be to have that love, how excited she will be to find him, and how much her life will change for the better. Instead of living in a state of how alone she feels and how depressed she feels, she's now living in a state of excitement and looking forward to what her future will bring. Number four, I told her to recognize and respect that the timing has to be perfect for both of them, not just her. The timing has to be right for him too. It may be that she's close to being ready, but maybe he's not. He might be going through divorce right now. He may be living overseas, or he may be in the hospital, sick with cancer. There is no telling what his circumstances currently are, but by focusing on her own readiness and placing her faith in the idea that the universe knows what it's doing, her openness will attract him to her at the exact right time for both of them. Every thought, conscious or otherwise, has a vibration frequency. This is scientifically proven. The state of depression that my friend was living in is about a 75 on the scale. The state of love and excitement that she is now living in is about a 600. The difference between the two is very significant. The importance of being aware of our vibration and the impact that every single thought has on it cannot be overstated. Active awareness is a discipline. It takes time and effort to develop it, but within a month or so of consistent daily effort, it can become a habit. With enough practice, active awareness can become the state of consciousness we hold without active effort. The goal is to reach 700 or more on the scale. 700 is the vibration of enlightenment. A quick way that you can instantly raise your vibration is to start listing things that you are grateful for, no matter how small. Through much of my life, I struggled with severe depression. In order to build my vibration, I literally had to start with being grateful for many small things, such as hot water, indoor plumbing, clothes to wear, and food to eat. As my vibration has increased over time, the things that I'm consciously grateful for have grown and expanded. I've come to believe that the things don't matter. The experience of gratitude is what makes the difference. As you begin to tune in and monitor your train of thought, you may be surprised by the number of vibration-lowering thoughts you have on any given day. In my experience, Many small internal complaints can really take a toll. For example, sometimes I catch myself needing to go grocery shopping, and my first thought is, I hate grocery shopping. I don't want to. I become aware of this, and I change it to something like, some people don't know where their next meal is going to come from, and I am very grateful to be able to go get food. Another experience that can trigger a low vibration thought for me is getting caught in traffic. My reaction to traffic is very strong, and it yields automatic thoughts that can ruin my whole day. I have found, however, that with active awareness and conscious thoughts, I can manage this. Here are a couple thoughts of scripts that I've created that work for me. Number 1, this could be one of life's little tests to see how you respond to the situation. So take some deep breaths and maintain a peaceful state. Once the universe sees that you don't need this lesson anymore, it will stop happening to you. Number 2, this traffic could be protecting you from something. What if there was no traffic and a mile up the road you would have gotten in an accident? We are always at the right place at the right time. Have faith in that. It is how, as they say, it's all about perspective. I have a little story for you. Choir practice at the Westside Baptist Church in Beatrice, Nebraska always began at 7:20 on Wednesday evening. At 7:25 p.m. on Wednesday, March 1st, 1950, an explosion demolished the church. The blast forced a nearby radio station off the air and shattered windows in surrounding homes. But every single one of the choir's 15 members were late for practice that night. Not one person was killed. The odds of this occurring by chance are inconceivably small. Car trouble delayed 2 of the women. The minister and his wife and daughter were delayed by a dress that needed ironing at the last minute. Others were late because they paused to complete homework, finish a letter, or hear the end of a favorite radio show. One woke up late from a nap. Some of them could think of no special reason. They were just late. The 2 women who had car trouble, I'm sure, were very upset and frustrated at the time, as anyone would be. But later, they probably realized that this frustrating event saved their lives. Usually, however, we never know why these things happen to us. If we're open, we can choose to have faith because the universe knows more than we do. And thereby, we're increasing our vibration. Other things that can affect our lives besides our mood and our thoughts are our actions. It's easy to tell a little white lie, but know that someone will tell you one. It's easy to not pick up that phone call from someone you don't want to talk to, but know that the next time you are calling someone you need to speak to, they may not pick up. Something I'm guilty of is not letting people merge in front of me in traffic. But you know what? I'll just find myself needing to merge in 10 minutes, and yep, no one wants to let me in. It is unreasonable to assume that we can do whatever we want without consequences, yet most people do. What I want you to try to embrace is the idea that everything is energy, and energy must maintain balance. This is scientific. This is why whatever you put out there, you will get back, because this is how the universal energy balances itself. While teaching people to train the way that they think, I ask them to picture a mirror in front of them at all times. Every thought they have bounces off the mirror and comes right back to them. Every word, every action bounces off the mirror and comes right back to them. This tends to work very well very quickly. You can also picture a boomerang effect. Up until now, this has been covering things that you are conscious of. But there is something that plays a bigger part in this, and that is your subconscious. Your subconscious mind sees and hears everything all of the time since the second you were born, and, in my own opinion, before, going back lifetimes. Things you aren't even aware of that you have seen and heard are all captured and recorded by your subconscious. Commercials on TV are full of subliminal messages that primarily affect your subconscious mind. You are being programmed, literally, whether you know it or not. or aware of it or not. Your subconscious mind holds all of our memories, all of the things people have said to us. It's very common to have issues from childhood and not even realize it. Parents program their children. Schools program children. There is even evidence that some of our programming comes with us from past lives. The point is that you are who you are today, to some extent, is a result of all of this programming, operating often on a subconscious level. Take someone, for example, who has an irrational fear of water, and they have no conscious idea why they have this fear. I will assert that their subconscious knows exactly why. It could be that they drowned in their last life, or they could have fallen into a pool when they were a year old and not remember it. They could have had a bad issue in a bathtub as a young child, and so on. Every thought and feeling you have is a reaction to something, somewhere in your mind. This person who has a fear of water may get put into situations on a regular basis where they see or hear water. It could be on TV, in their own home, such as their spouse winning a backyard pool, or they could be living in a part of the world where it rains frequently, and so on. This is because this issue needs to be dealt with and released. This is how the universe speaks to us and tries to heal us. These are the psychological challenges I mentioned in a previous lesson. They happen to help us learn. I have always been easily frustrated and lacked patience. My entire life was full of everyday mundane tasks that would go wrong. People around me were baffled as to why simple things were so much more difficult for me in my life. Once I realized that these were my challenges, it made all the difference in the world. From then on, when a little thing would go wrong, I would grit my teeth and acknowledge, okay, this is a challenge. I know why it's happening. I would take a deep breath and feel confident that it was all going to work out, and I wouldn't let it frustrate me. Once I developed the habit of doing this, these things literally stopped happening to me. Again, it's all about perception. You just have to change the way you think about it. I could really easily turn this lesson into an entire course by itself, so I will just stop here. I wanted to cover this because most people just aren't aware of how powerful our thoughts and actions and emotions are. I hope I have given you some important information here that you can use and share with others.